Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, we learned a lot with what's going on in the Biden campaign this week, and many of you have reached out sharing your deep concerns as it relates to the running mate of Kamala Harris and what that means as it relates to many of you finding out that she leans farther left than even Bernie Sanders. And remember, Bernie's pushing Biden on the Medicare for all, not just for those 65 and older, but for all ages. And I talked last week on Hidden Wealth Radio. And if you haven't had a chance, all of our radio shows are archived at hiddenwealthradio.com, where I talk a lot about the Biden tax plan, but the three main initiatives that he has, which is basically wiping out debt, providing free Medicare, and giving a universal basic income to everyone. Now, that's before he announced Kamala Harris as his running mate. Kamala is all about pushing for the Medicare for all. She is far left as it relates to raising taxes, and she's a flip-flopper. So she, at this point, I think by being put in this position of power, is going to cower and propose anything and everything that's thrown her way by the hard left. Well, folks, many of you have reached out and said, Chuck, I get it. I want to protect my money in 2020. And I've shared with people, it's not enough to coronavirus crash-proof your serious retirement savings, because a lot of this market run-up, folks, is artificially designed by what the Fed has been pumping back in and what all this stimulus has been doing from our federal government. And now with Trump's executive orders, and much of which I think it's great, whatever we can do to rescue our economy, a lot of these jobs aren't coming back. And the market moves up when we have consumption. When we have less consumption, right, the markets obviously aren't going to perform. So think about the importance of not just crash-proofing your retirement from a coronavirus crash, but tax crash-proofing with the uncertainty if, in fact, and keep this in mind, Bernie Sanders, who's obviously the one that's pushing the main agenda through Biden as a shell, controlled 84% of the millennial vote in his last run for president in 2016, to the extent that he had more millennial vote support than Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump had combined. And when you start offering free college, all your debt erased, free health care, free income, folks, taxes are heading up. But they were heading up anyway. And we're within days of what may be another as much as 2 to 3.4 trillion that's going to be added with this next round of stimulus. So we will now exceed the typical $1 trillion deficit spending by easily 3 to maybe 6 times that just in 2020. So if you want to protect your money, I'm going to be teaching this coming Tuesday. So for those of you that have predictably saved the lion's share of your serious retirement savings in tax deferred, what I call the ticking tax time bombed IRAs and 401ks, and you've saved and put yourself in a position, you've saved at least $300,000 or more, folks, the time to protect your money is 2020. Get ahead. And what I'm going to teach you is how you can have upside without downside and do it all tax free. So not just market correction, but also tax protection. I'll teach this Tuesday. Go to retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com. It's a log on to learn educational webinar where I'll teach you the importance of reinventing retirement by re-engineering your retirement can rescue, prevent you from reducing, and making sure retirement is reachable for those of you trying to get to retirement or through retirement. The time to act is now. The good news is the volatility will get worse, but by having the right engineer design, you actually gain more the more volatile the market is, and you keep more because you can prevent having a downside, only participate in upside, and you have what I'll teach you called a lock-in and reset that has helped outperform the market with a proven track record of measurable results, keeping you safe. Secure your money in 2020. Retirementprotected.com.